Hi guys, welcome to Mr. Cloudbook channel. Today is the third day of the DevOps Masterclass. So in this video, we are going to discuss about the continuous testing. So before that, I want to say thanks to the Sachit Bali brother for the support of the $10. So I want to say heartful thanks to Sachit Bali brother, and not only Sachit Bali brother, and Vishnu Sai also gave me a support with 40 rupees. Thanks brother. So with the support of you guys, I started my own website. Here is the website, mrcloudbook.com. Even you can search it on the Google or on the browser, any browser. You can search mrcloudbook.com. So already making the videos right for the DevOps masterclass. I will upload everyday class notes in that particular website. You can go to that particular website and watch your videos, and the notes also provided in that website. I already updated some projects also, the Candy Crush game with the help of the AWS EKS and the 3-day project which is done by the Abhishek Vermala brothers. Completely credits to him. So but I made the blog, and you can watch the blog, and you can use the blog to complete the project in easy way. And I added Uber clone project as well. Please read the blogs and do the projects with. So please do the projects and you will get the hands-on knowledge as well. Don't forget to support my website mrcloudbook.com. So thanks for the support. I already made a PPT for the continuous testing. 1 minute. We already discussed about the continuous development in the last video. Now we are going to discuss about the continuous testing in the second phase of the DevOps product life cycle. So as we already categorized the phases into the DevOps phases, so continuous testing cover two phases of the product development of the life cycle. The first is product build and the second is product test. You can see here. So we already mentioned the phases, right? So in the continuous testing, we have two phases. One is build and another one is test. So whenever developer have completed their coding, they will check in or push the code to the repository. Either they will check in their code to some specific branch, or they will check in their code to the integration or a master branch from that particular branch. We will build our application, and after the successful build executes, so after completing the build only, then we can execute some kind of a verification and validation of the product to verify the quality that particular build. This is called the continuous testing. So we have to, after building the application, we have to do the quality analysis. Are the particular build, how it's working and what it's getting errors. So all we can do at the continuous testing only. So let's discuss it in details. Basically, let's take an example. So we are going to talk in a real life scenario. So you are working on a project and there are close to 40 to 50 developers in your team. So everyone works in the big companies, right? So they have so many developers in their teams. So they have decided some kind of work in the starting of the sprint. So we in the agile development or in the DevOps life cycle, we have the sprint meetings and sprint plans, right? So every day they are doing some kind of development work and they are checking in their code to the central repository. So they will push their code to the central repository. So the policy of the project build depends on the organization or on your management. Either they can build your application every day or they can build your application at after every particular time duration. Like after 6 hours and maybe some 4 hours, some may use the after pushing the code, they will do the testing. Suppose we are taking an example, right? So you are building your product once in a day. So in the daytime, in the working hours, you like a developer done your job. So they will push their code to the central repository. After pushing the code, we are going to build that code and we do the code test analysis, right? So you are going to build your product after completing the developing of the code. So once that product build will be ready, you are executing all your Jenkins server, the continuous integration server is executing some kind of verification and validation test on a particular build. So most of the times we use the Jenkins as the CI/CD tool to test our build application. This will ensure, I mean, the Jenkins will ensure to take care of testing your application, the predefined test cases and everything. So nowadays we have the GitLab CA as well to do the test analysis and everything. So because Jenkins will depend on the server worker node. Most of the time Jenkins we can run without the server node, but in the organizations they run the separate node, right, for the worker. But GitLab it doesn't require any node, so it will GitLab will run on the Docker containers. So we don't require any node, so we can do the analysis, test analysis with easy way. That's why everyone is moving to the GitLab CA in these days. So after building the application, you will testing the application with the help of the Jenkins CA. The tests are fully automated and either with the help of the Selenium for the UI or with the help of the REST assured for the backend testing, and they are qualifying their build. So they are qualifying your product and application build. If the test passes, then you are saying our build has no defect. If your tests are basically failing, then you can say the latest code is breaking the previous existing code at that particular point of time, so you can easily find out the bugs. So what is the benefit of the particular approach? So today you have done some work, but that work basically breaking the previous code. Your new code is breaking the existing code, for example. So with the help of the continuous testing, we can verify that particular graph. So we are facing some issues. So if you are not following the continuous testing model, then today your build is green. It doesn't mean that you are disqualified from the QA. So your work is done today, but you have implemented the complete feature in the current sprint, but you have already baking something which one done earlier. With the help of the continuous testing, we can fill out this particular gap and we will immediately know the developer that that particular code which you have done in that particular time frame is breaking that particular code which is done previously, so developer can proactively work on it and fix it. So this is the benefit of the continuous testing, and particular process is called a continuous testing. So if you're developing a code, so in the organization they will test the code after every 6 hours, maybe the after every 2 hours they will test the code. So if your code works fine, it's not breaking anything from the existing code, then they will say, okay, this is working fine, so you can go with the next steps. So if your code is particularly breaking your previous and existing code, so they will say that it will a completely false code and it's breaking the existing one. So you have to change some requirements according to the plan. So in the continuous testing, we will commit the code. So the Jenkins server will initiate the CI process. After it will build. So whenever we build the Maven application, first we will build the application with the help of the Maven clean install, right? After building that application, we will do some test, right? Pushing the code to the SonarQube analysis or like WAS testing, or we will scan the tree. So there we can use any different types of unit test cases and everything. So whenever the build is succeeded, that's not means our continuous testing is working. So after build completes, we will go to the next further steps to taking the complete code or application for the testing purpose. So if the code is working fine, then the report should be okay. So it's working fine. So we can go with the next steps. So if the code is breaking some other things in the previous code, so they will say the code is not working. So the process of the continuous testing means if we face the errors in the meanwhile of the testing time only, we can reduce more in the production time. That's why we need to check the code, or we will test the code every time. So this is the use, and this is the particular use case of the continuous testing. So I hope you learned something new about the continuous testing. So thanks for watching the video and keep on support to the Mr. Cloud channel.